Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Where's My Ritalin Podcast with people dying in the corner over there. Why you smile like that, you chief? Anyway, once again, I've been blessed, cursed, slightly unlucky to have two wonderful guests with me today, yeah? Firstly, I'm introducing the international tap dancer of 2008 of the Irish Gaelic dancing crew, Snowflake, friend of the podcast. Say hey. Don't be shy.
Hey.
And the author and great cake baker, and slightly annoying at times, especially today, Shay Eccleston. What's going on, Shay?
Hello, Dwayne.
Yeah, I think I've annoyed them pre-recorded. Right, so anyway, so basically, kind of want to discuss a few things today. So, last couple of weeks, I've finally got around to watching Surviving R.Kelly. Eventually, after people have been beating up at work for it, then I've just recorded the Michael Jackson one, which I'm just not ready to watch yet. I mean, he made Thriller. I'm a bit scared, but I need to watch it. It's like facilitated a lot of discussion, started a lot of debates in and around Office or wherever, right? But it kind of got me thinking about this whole like cancel culture, people jumping the bandwagon, this kind of internet mob mentality, right? And I kind of want to touch on that because I feel like it's affected a lot of things in the last 6 to 8 months. And I kind of, first of all, Shay, I want to put it to you. Like, I mean, in terms of, what's your take? I mean, what's your opinion on everything that's going on at the moment? We've got a lot going on, like between Michael, between R. Kelly, everything. What's your kind of, not so much opinion about what each individual case goes into, because, it doesn't look good for them, but just in terms of the way people have reacted to it and people are like, yeah, cancel this, do that. What do you think about it?
I think that it's something that really bothers me because we obviously don't have all of the facts about every single case.
That's right.
And we don't know, we're cancelling people left, right and centre. So we could be cancelling someone who's done something as bad as, what R. Kelly's been accused of. We're cancelling someone for speaking their mind, someone like Kanye, because he's, openly supports Trump.
Yeah, come on. You can't wear a
No, hold on. We're cancelling people because they like the colour blue and we're all for green. We're cancelling everybody for everything. And I think it's a really dangerous culture because people tend to jump on the bandwagon. And how you know this is if you go to any video that speaks about any kind of issue, whether it's important, serious or not, and look in the comments, that's when you see the people who are seriously thinking about changing the lives of those we're speaking about. And so you have people jumping on the bandwagon and saying, okay, I'm not going to listen to R. Kelly's music anymore. And you have people saying, I'm going to find everyone ever connected with them, like with the Jordan Woods thing. I'm going to threaten her family. I'm going to, all because of something you don't know the full details of. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we have to just sit back and endorse. They're in the public eye, but when we don't have to sit back and endorse them or say, you know what you do is what you do. We can have an opinion, but for me, cancel culture is a lot and it's dangerous.
Cool, so you see right there now, it's interesting you said you can have an opinion. So the discussions I've had this week, right, and I'm not actually giving any views either for or against because I still do my job, but like about Michael Jackson or Robert, is like, everyone's like, how could you? How dare you? You have no morals, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not really giving an opinion here or there. I mean, again, I haven't seen the documentaries, I haven't seen the facts in the entirety. But even a discussion about just trying to have all the facts before I even make my own decision, it's like, nope, it should be a open and closed case. How could it even be? Like, I've been getting that a lot. I mean, I think, Rachel, you were in one of those conversations with me. What's your take? Pause for dramatic.
I just think it's quite easy to, pardon?
So nothing, no, go on.
No. I think I agree on what Shay's saying. In terms of, it's very easy for everyone to jump on the bandwagon. At the same extent, I don't believe in terms of cancelling someone out. I don't believe in, sabotaging someone's entire life. But in terms of some of the stories or whatever, for me, I always believe there's no smoke without fire. So there's always going to be a lot. I don't know. I feel like I'm on the fence on this one. I think in terms of some of the, say, for example, like Michael Jackson, he's such a figure which is well loved. But if you look at some of the stuff that he's accused of, it's naturally going to cause the reaction that it's got, and that ultimately it's warranted, if that makes sense. So in terms of if someone's accused of doing something so negative and is so universally atrocious, in essence, it would almost warrant the sheep, I suppose, all flocking to the same cause, if that makes sense.
So that means, but when people are it creates this fickle sense of morality. Like I get it, the crimes they're accused of. I mean, Robert, it's done. Like, I can't even. But then, like, I have a real problem with this, right? This is the truth. Does say cancelling them? What does it actually do? Does it actually have a proper impact? Like, I mean. Okay. What does that actually do? I mean, that's done.
Cancel culture has real world impact. It has real world ramifications for people because of. I know you guys understand what mob mentality is.
Yeah, pitchforks.
You understand what keyboard warriors are.
Mm-hmm.
If you combine those two things and a couple of other things, this is what cancel culture is. I don't know if you've heard of doxing, but doxing is where people do deep dives into your life, your
dig up old tweets,
your job, old tweets from 10 years ago.
The Oscars.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but it goes further than that. There are people who sit at the computers all day who find your address and who post it on websites. And do you remember the case of the white woman who had been passed as black? Rachel. Yes. That's from that case is where I understood. I started to learn loads about doxing and about the real life ramifications of.
She was a white.
She was on a bandwagon.
Right. She was actually right. Was she actually white or black?
No, she was white, but she identified as black, and not because she was like, oh, I feel like I was black, born in a white person's body. But actually, if you delved more deeply into her story, you could be like, okay, I can see.
Kind of like Snowflake, basically, a little bit.
Yeah, no. That's
no.
How did she identify? Like, was it because she like jollof or she could season chicken?
No, none of that. Anyway.
Why is black?
Anyway, my thing is, sorry, Siri started talking. I'm so sorry. My thing with cancel culture isn't that. I think I agree with you, Rachel. My problem is that we're not looking at cases case by case. We're not saying with the Michael Jackson thing, well, actually, this is evidence. We're saying, either Bill Cosby, R.Kelly, now Michael Jackson. Why are you all trying to bring down all the black people? Or we're saying, he did it. There's no kind of your own kind of thought process. And for me, I believe my cousin said something the other day. She was really upset about the Michael Jackson documentary coming out. And she was saying, he's dead. He's dead. No, he's dead. Let him be. And my thing is, I hear that. I understand that. I understand the damage it could do to those who are living. But I also said to her, my thing is, though, if there's a tiny bit of doubt, if he really does have victims, they have a right to closure. And so we can't just be like, well, he's dead, so let it be. And even with all the cases coming out, and I've listened to a lot, I haven't watched the actual documentary yet, it's on my TV, but I've listened to a lot of podcasts or people talking about it and discussing it. My thing is, whether they come across as credible or not, there's always victims and people who have reasons for the way they behaved in the past or whatever. And again, we start going cancel. There may be parts of their story that are true. There may be parts of their story that aren't. But what we're talking about here is the cancel culture, and we're changing someone's life irreversibly based on limited information.
So kind of like the Me Too movement then, right?
No, Me Too is different. No. Me Too as a movement is different.
Why?
Me Too as a movement, because we're not. What we're doing is we're empowering people who have been through a certain experience to just speak up. That's it.
But hold on. But like any movement, right? So we talk about, there are zealots, right? So the people who have start off with, say, with the purest aims in mind, and like with any movement, you have those that probably go a bit left or right with the original aims. So, for example, all right, Aziz Ansari. Do you know about that? Do you know about? Are you familiar with that story, right? Rachel, familiar with that one as well? Aziz Ansari.
Sorry, you can't.
Aziz Ansari.
Just go. I'll catch up. Go.
All right, so just so you don't know, this lady went on a date with him. I think he performed oral sex on her. The story was kind of like, it was, I don't know, man. I have to be careful how I put this, but it wasn't, in comparison to the Me Too stories that have come out beforehand, it wasn't it was slightly different. There wasn't the same element of obvious coercion. I say that carefully. I'm looking at you, Shay, to make sure that I'm walking the fine line here because you'll punch me. Yeah.
I'm open-minded. And you see, this is a great example because you're looking at me and you're going, let's make sure all the parties are on board as we... But what the cancel culture does isn't that. They don't...
Go.
What cancel culture does, they would just speak their truth anyway, regardless of whether...
Yeah, it was, in comparison to stories that come out at the time, the Harvey Weinsteins, all them stories there, what's the comedian? What's his name, man? The guy who masturbated in front of the girls in the hotel room. The comedian, Louis C.K. Yeah. You know, Wild Weekend in Vegas. Like, basically, all of that, right? Like, it wasn't a similar story, right? I don't know. But anyway, I'm saying she was on the back of that, like, he got absolutely annihilated. And
what's your point?
Huh?
What's your point about Aziz?
There was no element for discussion. It wasn't as open and shut situation as the Louis C.K.'s, as the Harvey Weinstein situation. I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong. That's what I'm saying to you. But I feel with this particular case, there's more room for discussion. But on the back of basically in the court of public opinion, and the allegation alone is enough to destroy you. For example, I don't know if an actor called Nate Parker. He did a film called Birth of a Nation, right? It's a film about Nat Turner, like a slave revolutionist. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Like, he basically rebelled against slavery. His movie had such difficulty getting any traction because he had a rape allegation, which was found out to be unfounded. It was disproved, which the victim then withdrew it. The alleged victim withdrew it, and he was cleared. But on the allegation alone, he kind of he got flack from Me Too, saying, why is he getting this movie, and why is he should he get any funding? Just alone on that basis. I'm saying sometimes in these things, the allegation alone is enough to destroy you. And that, to me, is something I strongly disagree with. That I can't run. I mean, you can have Kanye. Kanye's gone. That's fine, whatever. But I'm like, he's wearing a MAGA hat. He's out there doing coonery. But I mean, until he makes good music again, forget Kanye. But man like Nate Parker and all that, I don't know, man. It's not right.
No, but that's the point, though. You're saying everything you're saying is how it should be. You're just having an opinion. You're saying, for me, bye-bye Kanye, and you're saying, Nate Parker, I'll make a decision as each case comes up. Aziz, Louis C.K., I'll make a decision. That's how it should be. That's not cancel culture. Cancel culture says that what you're doing here, sitting here, you're going to create a podcast that says, do not support this guy. This is what he did. Did you know that in 3rd grade he did this? It's a much deeper thing. And what you have is a whole load of people that are saying, yeah, cancel, who are doing just what we are. But the more voices you have in the movement, the more power that movement appears to have. And the more that people feel justified in making tracks to ruin these people.
No, I understand that. I mean, Rachel, what do you think? What's your take?
for me, it's like, I just think cancel culture reflects really probably the generation of social media when it's just erupted. Personally, I just think social media's made, I don't know, you see all those memes about, oh, someone offends me, someone does something, I'll just cut them off. And I think there's a disconnect between actually formulating your own opinions or understanding of something, and as opposed to trying to understand things, you just cut things off. So I suppose it's applicable, like in terms of the relationships or friendships, if someone does something you don't like, you cut them off. So therefore, in terms of when you look at celebrities in a position of, I don't know, meant to be like who people do, I think it's just applicable to both. I just think it is. I think in terms of cancel culture, if you actually look at it, it's an easy win in terms of just, I don't think anyone has the time to research, to be honest. I think it's easier to just cancel someone out to lack of understanding. It is, and actually it's easier to go with the mass than it is to actually stand and advocate for your own sort of interpretation or understanding of something.
It's always living in an era of stupidity. Yeah, all right. Too. Yeah, but I'm like, in terms of like, but no, but we're just living in the era of just basically general stupidity then. Because I don't understand how do you form
No, let me stop you. I don't think it's general stupidity. I think it can be classed as that. No, I'll tell you why. Because people think they are being, let's use the overused phrase, people think they are being woke.
But listen,
they think they're doing the right thing. They think they are doing amazing, they think they are doing amazing things for the culture. Everything's for the culture, or for they use cancel culture as a tool to show everyone that they're perhaps enlightened. But no, I agree with you. It's go and read a book. Go and look into something. Go and speak up for the minority as opposed to... Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, I totally agree with you both.
When you say read a book, I'd like to point to ask to our sponsor for the show is Sunny Days. Embark on a journey of self-discovery. The author is Shea Eccleston.
What a beautiful segue, thanks.
But all right, so like, I want to go into something a little controversial. I mean, again, I'm trying to keep my job, but because I work for Luton Council. Basically, basically, Luton, definitely Luton. What I was going to say is that I've got a little bit of an issue though, right? And this is the truth, and I'm not even trying to bring it to the whole black thing or black Twitter thing, but it does seem to me at the moment, a little bit interesting, as you said, interesting, that Bill's gone, shut down, R.Kelly, shut down. I'm not even saying rightly, wrongly, so fair dues, whatever, Michael's shut down, that's fine. Man like Woody Allen, who married his 8-year-old daughter, adopted daughter at 8, and is now married to her, still roaming free. Man like where is Harvey Weinstein, fam? Where is he? And then even man like, I was talking to my friend the other day, no one's talking about Elvis. Elvis did a thing with a 14-year-old girl. There's a whole bag of people. I'm just saying, I don't see the same level of scrutiny, on these people as there is on others. And it's a discussion. Has to be a discussion. Yes, you can go, hands up in the corner. Go on, speak.
Can I just say, though, that those two things should be mutually exclusive?
Why?
The only comparison that should be made is exactly what you just said. Where is the same level of scrutiny and the same energy? Apart from that, the fact that, well, Harvey wasn't brought up or Kevin wasn't brought up, or if Bill did something wrong, it shouldn't matter that Harvey wasn't brought up.
I get that. Let me be very, very clear. Let me just clarify. I am not saying one wrong shouldn't, if you've done that, you know what? Goodbye to the depths of hell. Yeah, maybe be castrated. So be it. Whatever. Right? I'm not issue that, but I'm just saying, in terms of the wave of opinion, also the same level of scrutiny, I don't feel that the same level of energy is being given, and it dies. And then maybe this might be a deeper conspiracy theory about levels of power and etc. Which I mean.
I was just about to say, it's power, and it goes back to, and unfortunately, I don't think everything does relate to black and white and whatever. But actually, this is related to privilege, and it is related to power. And it is also, because of the nature of who we're talking about, it is also related to Hollywood and the way that machine works, which is slightly different to the way the real world works as well. So,
yeah, to be fair, I mean, I'm going to lie to you. R. Kelly's probably, the reason why R. Kelly's going to get got now is probably more so because he's not a powerful artist anymore. He's not selling anymore. He's not making them number one hits. No, what is the last R. Kelly album you bought? I mean, maybe Sex in the Kitchen, that was a tune. But again, I can't even talk about it now because everything sounds dodgy. But like, yeah, for the last, but like, so like, I can't think of, so even back in the day now, man was making Ignition, man was popping. You couldn't touch Robert. You couldn't touch him. Now, and even with Bill but maybe Harvey still got that power. I don't know. So maybe it is about that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit. It sits comfortably with me. If we could, though, if we were to join the mob, you know what, Bonnet, we're not going to be thoughtful. If we could cancel one thing, each of us, what would we cancel? Media-wise. Individuals. You're looking at me like...
I'm thinking, because I know I've got answers to this. My mind is just blank. It's a good question.
I mean, I was going to say cancel Kanye, but I'm seeing some of the stuff he's releasing, and I want to, so I was kind of fire.
I actually want all the cancel culture people to shut up about cancelling Kanye. I don't think you have to agree with him. I think he said dumb things. I think whatever.
No, Kanye is, no, hold on. We shut up. Kanye's out there cooning, man. I'm sorry. There's no way to put it. He's out there doing tap dancing.
Because he believes something different to you.
No, it's because, what he's saying, you cannot say slavery is a choice.
Oh, listen, I don't. Yeah, but he did. Too late. He did. I'm not saying no. Calm down. I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm saying he has a right to say what he wants. Because he's black, we think we own his right to not say that. He has a right to say what he wants, even if it's dumb.
No. That's my point is a bit more in depth than that. You have to understand, when you're in a certain position and have a certain power of influence, where you actually transcend culture and transcend certain demographics, right? And you happen to be of a certain ethnicity, you do have a responsibility. Because
I agree with you. No. I hear you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, and I agree with you. My issue is, I think people think that Kanye doesn't believe what he's saying. If this was just, well, I'm going to be a fire starter, or I'm going to be controversial for controversial sake, this guy believes what he's saying. So it's not like he actually thinks he's doing the culture a favour. He's speaking up and saying, guys, open your eyes.
Feminist was talking. If I don't know any famous feminists. I'm not gonna lie, forgive me. But if a feminist came out and said something like, I don't know, actually, we submit to men, and would it be the same?
What's her name? What's her name? Has said things. What's her name? The girl who wrote Girls. Is it Girls? She wrote the show, Lena Dunham. She comes out with rubbish all the time. Again, it's her right to say it. Like I'm. It's good to say my point. My point is the same. You might be dumb. You're coming out with stuff that you actually believe, and I don't understand. What I struggle with is that people can't see that this isn't employed. This is just you. There are dumb people in the world who aren't famous, who say dumb things to us face to face, and we're just like, oh, whatever. We don't cancel them. We keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, don't be wrong. Kanye, but the thing is, do you know what it is? I think you're only, and I was with somebody the other day, you're only cancelled as long as you have no purpose. Kanye out there, making granddad clothes, and okay, I don't know, some people like Yeezys in it. I don't personally, but whatever. Yeah. But if he comes back with a fire album, no one cares, yeah? Look at a band like Floyd. Floyd out there wearing Gucci head to toe, yeah? No one cares about that, right?
They're singing along.
No, but because he's not boxing. If Floyd has a fight next week, though, they're backing him. So I think...
And that's my point. We're using the wrong criteria. We're using the wrong criteria. And sorry, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm just passionate about this one. We're using the wrong criteria to choose why and who to cancel. I agree with cancel culture in as much as if somebody is doing something, speak up about it. Let's not boycott, that's not the word I'm looking for, but let's say, actually, no, that's not okay. We're not gonna endorse that. All of it. I don't endorse the things Kanye said either. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, no, I'll leave him. I'm saying, let's be a bit more intelligent about the fact it's not just black and white. It's not, he's black, he shouldn't have said it. He's got responsibility. He's also got mental health. He's also got, I mean, we've all got mental health, but he's also, everything is complex. Everything is complex. And most of all, I always say to myself, it sounds like I say to myself a lot, I always think, you know what, if I became famous, so if my books became successful and whatever, what are the things that people would say about me? And I use it with my cousins all the time, and I say to them about when people are talking about Beyonce and the Illuminati, I used to say, but you know what, if, first of all, she was Illuminati, they're a secret organisation, we wouldn't know. Let's just look at that actual facts. Let's be serious out here.
But you know Snowflake is part of the Illuminati. Snowflake, as part of a resident member of the Illuminati, how have you managed to gather power and disenfranchise people after all these years? No? Or can you not say live? Is secrets not allowed to be shared? You gone quiet, boy. You're there. I think I've actually lost her. Shame. Gone. Just like that. The power. Leave it like cut her off, boy. All right. Baddies. All right. Well, you know what? It's been interesting. I just wanted to just kind of touch on that briefly. But listen, I'm tired. It's time for me to take my medication. So we're gonna wrap up, but we'll come back to another topic so very, very soon. Yeah. Thank you again for your time, ladies. It's been great. Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.